It's gonna be kind of sad leaving all my tanks and Brownie. So here is the certificate. I've got the bloodworms in my hand. If they don't survive, then that's gonna be really sad. Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Watanabe, and today is kind of a busy day because I've got to take care of all my tanks right now because I'm gonna be leaving Singapore for about 2 weeks. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing water changes. I've done water changes on these 2 tanks already. So right now I'm working on this tank. I'm just using a little siphon to siphon out the water. It's difficult to siphon water from this tank because it's so low off the ground, but it still works. As you can see here, there's water flowing. So I'm waiting for this to drain out a little bit more, then I'll top it back up. And then I've got to do this tank. This tank right here. I've got 2 new plants for this. You can see it's called Anubias minima. And this is actually for a video to come in the future, but what I've got to do today is take these plants out and just put them in the tank, because if I leave them in this bag for 2 weeks, they'll probably be dead by the time I come back. So I've got to put that in the water. This tank, I kind of rescaped it a bit. There's going to be a video coming out on that soon. And here is Orange. Orange seems to be doing well. So these 2 tanks got water changes. These ones are happening now. The Fluval Flex here has also been water changed already. I'll probably top this up with a little bit more water because, as you can see, it's opened here, so a little bit will evaporate. But yeah, this tank is good. And so you can see all these post-it notes on the tanks there as well. You can see a post-it. And that's just the feeding schedule because my mom will be taking care of my tanks while I'm gone. So you can see like this, every other day, feed the ultra fresh pellets and the max shrimp pellet 5-piece. Fish don't have to eat every day, so that's a good thing. You don't even have to, they can probably last a few days without food, but I still want to feed them. This is the max shrimp pellet. And I cut these up into small pieces yesterday. I'll put a picture of right here and show you what it looks like. But yeah, I cut it up so it's small, easy for my mom to feed. And then this is the ultra fresh pellet, so what she just needs to do is just shake in a little bit so all the fish can eat. My mom knows how to keep fish because she's kept fish before. This one you can see every other day as well. Just feed the Ichiryu or Tetra bits, 2 or 3 pinches. So the Ichiryu, where did I put the Ichiryu food? Alright, I put it somewhere, but I'm gonna have to, here it is, here. So this is the Ichiryu, as you can see right here. And Tetra bits is right there. So yeah, this tank as well. Every other day, you can see it right there. It says in Japanese, Akamushi, which means bloodworms, or Ichiryu. So she can choose whichever one she wants to feed. I don't want her to feed this every day because, well, I mean every other day. I don't want her to feed just the bloodworms because I want to give them a bit of variety even if I'm gone. So she can choose between these 2. This one is 2 or 3 pinches. This is just 1 cube. And then you can see same for these guys. So just trying to make it simple for her. I'm not sure if this is simple. I hope she can understand it. You can see the Fluval Flex every other day, Ichiryu pellets. So I've made all these every other day so that it'll be easy for her. She can just feed every tank one day and then the next day she skips and then come back the day after. So after I drain out a little bit more water from this tank, maybe I'll wait for it to get up to here. So it's like a 50% water change. I'll top it back up. You can see the cories are just hanging out here. The cories have been doing really well and I'm really happy about them. These angelfish though, I might move them because this tank may be a little bit small for them. But yeah, I'm thinking of moving them in the future to another tank, but we'll see about that. For now, it should be okay. And then after I do that, I'm gonna settle this tank. I'm gonna do some work on this tank. You can see it looks really nice, even with the lights off. I just did a water change on this tank right here. This is the 150-gallon Arowana tank. It might be more than 150 gallons. I'm not too sure though, but I did a pretty big water change. You can see a picture just right here of how much water I took out. I took out about, what, 40%? I'm not too sure. But here's the sump tank. I still haven't turned the pump on, but let me open this door. I changed the filter wool in there. You can see all the media looks good. There's some corals here and there. But yeah, I'm gonna turn this thing on right now. Just press the button and you can see, so the pump sucks the water in through this pipe and it goes up into the main tank. So now you can see that the filter is working. The water has been pushed up into the main tank, and now the water from the top tank is coming back down. And this is just how the filter works. It goes through that the filter wool and then comes down into that first compartment. It's a little bit hard to see right now, and then comes up into this section where this media is, and then into this section where there's more media, and then finally back into the main tank. So that's how this thing works. So that's all for the sump tank. You can see up here my Arowana is doing really well. Every time he's just getting bigger. Oh, what was that? But yeah, he's a really nice fish. I think he just swallowed something. But yeah, he's been doing very well. I have his certificate now. I'll show you that in a little while. And I wrote up this little card yesterday, the Arowana feeding schedule. You can see it says the dates that she should feed prawn pellets or just pellets. There's a date like Wednesday the 20th where she doesn't have to feed, or Tuesday the 26th where she doesn't have to feed. If my mom doesn't even follow the card that I wrote for her, I'm totally okay with that, because Arowanas are very hardy fish and they can go for days and weeks without food. Adult Arowanas can go even months without feeding, so I'm totally fine with that if she misses a few days or whatever. But I do want her to feed the fish if she can, because my Arowana is still young and I want him to put on as much size as possible while he's young. And I also have another fish that's in that tank with the Arowana. If you can guess his name, if you can guess what fish that is, be sure to comment down below. You'll get a shout out in the video which I reveal that fish. I think I mentioned that in the last video, so make sure to comment down below. It's a pretty tough fish to guess, but you can do it. Yeah, so there's another fish with the Arowana. One thing to note, I will be posting videos while I'm away, so make sure to watch out for that. Also, I haven't shown you guys the certificate I got for my Asian Arowana, so let's check it out right now. I put it for the moment in this cabinet. So, oh, hold on a second. Alright, so let me put this on the floor so you guys get a better look at it. So here is the certificates, and every Asian Arowana that's purchased in Singapore has to have this certificate to show that it's been tagged. That right there is the tag number, and you can see that it's a crossback gold Arowana. I think the King of DIY has a crossback gold Arowana as well, but I'm not so sure if his are tagged. I'm not too sure if Asian Arowanas in other countries have to be tagged or not. If you know, please let me know in the comments down below. That's a pretty interesting thing to find out for me, because I know in Singapore if you get an Asian Arowana it has to be tagged, but I'm not too sure about what it's like in other countries. But if you get a silver Arowana it doesn't have to be tagged. This is how I prepared the Arowana's prawns. So first I cut them up into little pieces and packed them in this little plastic wrap. So you can see a whole bunch of them right here. So all you need to do is just open this up, put it in this little container or some kind of container and defrost it, and then you just feed it to the fish. I just realized I don't have enough bloodworms. Well, actually, I don't even have any bloodworms right now. I've only got some Daphnia for my smaller fish, as well as some of this brine shrimp. So I'm gonna head to the store and get some bloodworms. Alright guys, so I'm here at the fish store, and you can see that I've got the bloodworms in my hand. It's quite cold. It's frozen. Of course it's cold. But you can see there's about 5 in this bag, but I'm only taking 1. The owner of the store sells them individually, so that's a good thing for people like me, because I don't usually feed my fish bloodworms, so it's like a treat for my fish. So let's get back home. So I'm back from the fish store now, and the tanks have been water changed. You can see that they are filled up to the top, and this tank is looking really good. It's really clear, and I'm so happy with this tank. The cardinal tetras look beautiful. The plants have been doing excellent. You can see all my anubias are growing very well. The bucephalandra is looking really good. It's flowering as well. Look at this. It's really beautiful. I've still got to do some work with this. You can see this moss right here. This was actually from this rock. It used to be attached to that, but it came off, so I'm gonna have to fix that up when I come back from my trip. But now let's go and take a look at the tank in my bedroom. That's the Java Mountains, the Beta community tank. Alright, so this right here is my room, and you can see it's very messy over there, and that's because I'm packing for my trip last minute, always last minute. But I'm taking a look at this tank. Take a look at it when the lights are off. Look at that. That is so beautiful. I'm not too sure if you guys think it's beautiful. Make sure to comment down below what you guys think of this tank. But I think everything is doing pretty well. You can see the Java moss is growing. The fish are still alive. You can see right here, I put feed Ichiryu every day. For this tank, I usually feed my fish live baby brine shrimp or live Daphnia, and the pellets, of course. I like to mix the variety of foods I feed all my fish, because it's very good for them. It's not good if you just feed the same thing over and over every single day, because they might be lacking in some nutritious thing or whatever. So it's always good to have a variety of food for your fish. That's what I do with all my fish. But over the next 2 weeks, as you can see on that post-it, I just put pellets, and that's because it's gonna be too much to ask my mom to go and get live baby brine shrimp and live Daphnia from the fish store. I'm hoping that they'll do alright for 2 weeks just on pellets. We'll see. If they don't survive, then that's gonna be really sad. It's gonna be kind of sad leaving all my tanks and Browny as well for 2 weeks. It's gonna be sad leaving the Asian arowana too. The Asian arowana is a really nice fish to me. Some of my friends have been saying stuff like, oh, that Asian arowana doesn't even look so nice, but it's alright. It's personal preference. I like my Asian arowana. To me, it looks really nice. Browny is a happy boy. If you're new to this channel, be sure to give it a red subscribe button. Look at Browny, he's just watching the tanks. But yeah, hit the red subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And also, I will be posting videos while I'm away, so make sure to watch out for those videos. And I will see you next time. Alright, Browny's gonna do the outro. Browny.